The journal spreads I'm showing you now are done by Paper SHEA. She's one of my favorite artists on TikTok and YouTube. I love her spreads, and today I'm going to create a page in my journal using her style for inspiration. Hi, I'm Christine, the artist behind Darlissa Designs, and I'm happy you're here. Welcome. I'm really excited to try this out. Paper SHEA was one of the first profiles that I saw. And I think I'm going to cut this a little further because I think I'm going to try and expand this. So I'm just going to go around the edge. But I love some of this sparkle in here. I don't know if you could see it, but I just created this image because I love this dreamy fairy tale look. And I love reading, and I thought it would be cool to have her reading, and the reflection of the story is in her glasses. So Paper SHEA is one of the first profiles that I saw when I started doing collages and art journaling, and I love her style. There's one particular one with the little steampunk boy that's my favorite. So I think I'm going to cover this page a little bit, and I'm going to put some paper underneath my pages because I don't want them to end up sticking together, and my journal pages can get quite messy. You know, I like to get my hands in that paint and make a big mess and glue. So I've gotten used to the edges of my paper, the edges of my journal pages having colors from other pages. Well, I don't mind that. It's cool. Makes a good grungy book. Okay, so I'm going to mix a little bit of gesso with, oops, okay. I moved everything around and I can't get it out. Okay, I'm going to mix a little bit of gesso with some buttermilk. It's real pretty creamy color, because I want it to cover up a lot of it. I don't care if some of it shows through. So I'll get that started and then mix in a little bit of that. And I'm probably going to use the sponge a lot. And I'm also going to use some of the tools from Monday, the masterboard on Monday, and then the Tuesday tip where I shared tools that you might have around your house. So I want a little bit of white. I'm not going to mix it all. I want some white and some buttermilk. And if you've seen me create in these journals, these are my first journals that I'm working on. So I don't have really expensive, nice, thick mixed media journals. I think I have one in there. Because when I started out, I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it as much as I do. And the wrinkled pages and the, you know, the imperfections you get from a book that's not really created to do this is kind of cool. I would like to get some real journals. I love the Dina Wakley, and Paper SHEA uses that one a lot. I'm dying to get one of those. I will eventually. But right now, as I've mentioned before, I'm in between being a nail tech and kind of moving away from that career, which I really enjoyed and have lifelong friends who, by the way, I'd like to mention, today is March 12th. And speaking of meeting friends in the salon industry, one of my best friends I've ever had, Sarah, is enjoying her birthday today. So happy birthday, Sarah. She is very, very talented artist as well. in hair. She is an inspiration to me because she really loves what she does. And I enjoyed it, but I don't think, being a nail tech was the thing that if I had anything to choose in my life to do, of course it would be art. I don't think if I had to live my life all over again, I would say, oh, I want to be a nail tech. Although I don't regret it, and I've met some really beautiful people through that industry. So I don't really have any regrets as far as how my life turned out, and I'm really very grateful that I am still fairly young. I'm 55, and I get the opportunity to move into another career path, and that it's truly something that I would choose to do over and over and over again. Whether it would be painting or, as a dancer earlier in my life, but just art and creativity in general. But I really am enjoying the things that I've been working on lately. Okay, so I do want to cover that up a little bit more, but I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes and go make a cup of coffee and come back and do another layer. Okay, I have my coffee. I have to just move it somewhere where I know I'm not going to dip my paintbrush in it. I have done that before. And I'm going to use thinned out gesso. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do more, but I think I like this so far. I'm going to try and glue her on like this and then blend her into the page a little bit and then add more to it. So let me just set this aside, and I don't even need to do that. I'm going to get my brush to put the Mod Podge on. I'm going to start here. You really need to go and check out Paper SHEA on TikTok and YouTube. Paper SHEA, SHEA. Although I hesitate to say that because this is very not I was going to say this is very not professional, because I have no idea how. I've watched a million times and she makes it look so easy. So, amateur here. But that's okay, that's how you learn, right? I'm gonna get her in that. Now, I don't know if this is the best way to do this. Okay, this is not the best way. I should have done the crease first, and I know better than that. So I've already ripped it, and I know that this, when you put these in the crease like this, it will cause your book to kind of be really thick and not close so smoothly. But you know what? I'll just have to figure out a way to fix that. So there's just a little bit in there that I messed up. And if this were a project that I needed for something, I would just go print her out. I'd peel her up the best way I can, peel it up and start over, or just start over on another page. But this is an experiment, so I want to keep moving. And one good thing about messing up and making mistakes in the process is that you have to use your head to figure out how to cover up your mistakes. So this is not a tutorial on, I'm going to seal her in. This is not a tutorial on the right way to do this. This isn't an experiment. And do not compare me to Paper SHEA, was my point earlier. Please. I already know. And by the way, I did message her. She's in one of my groups. Whoa. Oh, today's early release. I hear the kids outside walking down the street. I did message her. She is in one of my collage challenge groups, the Collage Queens. Okay, now I gotta let that dry. Okay, it's not so bad. I can kind of come in and smooth those edges up and maybe kind of hide that away. We'll see. Okay, I have my takeout container here. And you see how the paper kind of, it's soaked in some of the Mod Podge that I put down. And it gives it more of a vibrant color. And I noticed that this cream color has a little more yellow in it than just the buttermilk that I chose. So I'm going to put the buttermilk with a little bit of yellow and mix that up a little bit and see if I can get a better match. Oh yeah, look at that. That's better. Maybe a little more. Yeah, I like it. I'm just going to blend the edge. Might have a little too much water in my sponge. That's okay as I use it. Oh, that might be a little yellow. We're just going to go with it. Let's just see how it unfolds. And I do like this darker around the edge, but I'll have to bring that back out. I want a little bit of a halo around her. I think I want a little more lighter color around her face. That's better. That's better. I like that better. Cool. Okay, I didn't like the bright yellow. I do like this, but I don't want too much yellow. Now it's soaking up the paint. I don't want it too speckled. It's kind of splotchy from the sponge, so I'm just kind of brushing a little bit. And I do like those little swoops of color. So there's different ways that you can do this. You could do this with a paintbrush too and really have like some streaks in there. We'll throw a few in. Not that bright. That's kind of cool. But I don't want too much, so I am going to go kind of over those a little bit and just let them. So you see this part is something that I get lost in sometimes, just blending the colors. And all right, I'm going to let that dry and we'll come back and add some fun stuff. Okay, now remember, when you use your takeout container, you can put the lid on, and I usually just take, let's take the fine mister bottle. I usually take it and give it a little light mist, and then close it up because that helps it stay wet. And because this is all about reading and fairy tales, I'm going to use some book pages, and I'm going to bring out my, well, I could have done this before, but I didn't because a lot of times this just unfolds. And I really like that there's a page number there. This is a book about stains and woodworking, so I don't really love that. We'll cover up that word a little bit, but I want a little bit of this book page to show. And I'm going to put it up here like it's part of this book. And then I have a few more pieces ripped up. And in the end, you won't see that what the pages are talking about because I'm going to cover them up a little bit. And I'm going to let this go across her a little bit. And I don't care which direction the words are in. I kind of like that they're all over the place. You know, upside down, sideways. I don't like to do them all straight up and down. Let's see. Do I try this again? I really like it that way. And I don't even know if I got that on camera because I had someone come to the door. And I think I thought, let me just get this in here before I walk away because it was wet. And I messed the whole thing up. I usually have a hotel key, a card, and I don't know where it is. And I've got a bajillion of them. But I'll just make do for today because I gotta get this video out. I've got lots of projects to work on over the weekend for my painted tree booth. I think I'll cut this in two and maybe do a little piece there. And I'll have it overlap. I don't want to see this edge so much, so anything that I glue down, I'm going to try and kind of go over it. But I am going to do a matte medium, and that helps to blend. How about this? That would kind of, but then the book, I don't know. Okay, we'll leave the book showing there, and I'll just glue this in right here, and that fixes part of that problem. But I didn't really want to cover up the corner of that book. So we'll just trim that later. There. Okay. What next? Okay, so I really wanted to use some of the tools that we used in yesterday's, was it yesterday? No, Monday and Tuesday videos. So that I'm not just showing you, 5 things that I use and then you never see them again. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of gold. Okay, I have an idea. I'm using this gold, which I love. It's very shimmery, but it's very transparent, so it's hard to see. So I'm going to lay this down right next to where that buttercup was, and I'm going to mix a little bit of that in with the gold and see how that works here. So which side am I doing? All right, we'll do this side. And then I'm just going to, I haven't done this before, dabbed it on with a sponge, so we'll see how that works. And I don't care if it doesn't show up well because we're going to do a lot of layers here, so we'll see what happens. Lots of paint on there. I didn't do the whole thing. Where am I going to put it? Let's do it right here. So this is, it's a hanger from something I bought. I think it was socks, but I don't remember. Oh no, won't come up. Oh, that's cool. I like it. All right, let's do another one. And there's another tool that I'm going to use that I really like. I'm going to do this one this way. Ah, that's really cool. I like it. I think I should do another little piece up here. And I'll just kind of have it go off the page in a different direction. Cool. Oops, I got a little paper there because I haven't let this completely dry in between. You might want to let each layer dry. There's a little piece there, but I don't mind. You can see I use a lot of paint. All right, I'm just going to go over some of these. And I want to get rid of that word right there. And what's cool is there's a little bit of gold still in here. I'm going to go over that little area that I messed up. There's all gold and white and yellow. So you see, I just want the words to kind of peek out a little bit. I'm going to pick up a little gold. I mean, you gotta have gold in a fairy tale, right? I like it. Let's do down here. Okay, so I've already messed that up. Didn't want to do that. But at the same time, she's just kind of, we're peeking through a little, I don't know, we're peeking through something to see her reading. She's kind of faded into the background is what I want. Peeking out. Places. I love that. That word, places. I'm going to leave it. Sometimes it's cool to go back, and you definitely... Okay. So one time I was doing a collage using a fashion magazine, and you can imagine some of the... I think it was a Cosmopolitan. And you can imagine some of the articles that are in there, and I did a collage and did not look at the writing. Fortunately, I didn't end up... It was for my own personal use. But I looked over that page so many times and never noticed that there was a pretty raunchy little section of text in the middle of my page. So, needless to say, I went back and covered that up, and it's still there, but nobody will ever know. So, especially if you're going to sell something or give something away, we don't want to offend our friends, right? Yeah, you want to be careful with that. Always check the letters, the words that are peeking through your paint. But they're easily covered up. Okay, so I was just getting paint off of me because I'm covered in paint. Now I'm definitely going to have to let this dry because there's a lot of glue in here and still wet paint. So I will come back for another layer. I tell you that so that you know that this, when you watch Paper SHEA's stuff, it's so quick and beautiful and smooth, and one layer leads into the other, but you don't see all the drying time and the thinking and the waiting in between. Okay, I cut out these flowers, and I got these because these are very Paper SHEA, although she's got some really fancy ones, I think. And I don't know how she does it, but she lays these down and then stops the camera and comes back. And the reason I'm saying this is because Paper SHEA, if you're watching, I love that. It's such a cool little touch. But I'm not gonna try because she's so good at that. And we're just gonna start working here and put the glue on. Again, I have my matte Mod Podge. And I'm just going to use this little takeout tray lid to glue this first one down. And I think I want that one to go right there where I had it. And I really want to leave that cool little page number and the word places. I think that's kind of cool. Happy little accident. So Skylar's here with me. Say hi, Skylar.
Hi.
She's been watching my latest videos. My grandchildren, turns out, are my biggest fans. Right, Skylar?
Yep.
Okay. What about right there, Skylar? You think that's cool?
How about down there?
Well, I was thinking about putting a smaller one down here because I want to put some writing in there. And I was...
Here, maybe it can be in here.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, let's put this one down. I like this one right here because it still shows a little of that and it hides a little of that. I think that's a good spot. We're going to go with this one. Okay. I'm just going to put it right on here since I'm sealing all this anyway. Much faster, easier. Do I want to cover that much? How about there? And I'll cover up that little spot. Okay, I like that. Do you like that?
A little.
You like it a little? Well, I value your opinion. Beautiful. Okay, now I was going to put, was I going to do this one here or that one there? I like that one right there, but I don't want to cover up the writing. Maybe we'll do, oh, look at that. That covers that spot. There we go. Right there. We did it. Skylar, while Lala was working today in here and you were at school, I messed up the middle.
How?
I tore the page in the middle where the book bends there, but we just fixed it. Now you can't even see it. See? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't even see it.
Can't even see it.
Not even one tiny bit.
Okay, let's put this one here. I like this. I don't want to cover up all her pretty flowers though. Maybe that's a good spot right there. And then it covers up all these where these papers meet.
I'm drawing a heart.
You're drawing a heart? I like this. All right, I think that's too big. I don't like that one. What about if we put the, no, I don't like that either.
This one.
This one, just a tiny little one. You know what, Skylar? I think you're right. I really like that idea. Beautiful. Thank you so much for helping. Perfect.
And I think this one can go maybe go down.
You might be right about that one too. Let's see. So I wanted to write something there, but I do want to, yeah, I do want to put, huh. What do you think about right there?
Maybe.
And then put this one over here.
Maybe she can hold it like blowing flowers, like when she didn't really make
like tossing a bouquet. I think I like this idea. We're gonna leave that open though because that's where I'm gonna put some writing. And we'll do this I like this because it looks like it's on a trellis.
Oh, I can't know what the last one thing does.
Let's do this right there.
Wait, no.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for that. I agree. It's either raining outside or Mommy just got home. I can't tell.
I don't see anyone.
Yeah, I like that. And then, uh-oh. Oh no. I like that. And I might have gotten carried away with the flowers a little bit. But I really love them, and I honestly think I might need one more there. But okay, we're gonna stop on this. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna write something right in here. What do you have on there? Glue? Okay, don't mess it up. Let's leave this to dry. Uh-oh. Well, oh, look, we've got our handy dandy tweezers. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to plug in my microphone. We'll go and let this dry and come back, and I'll turn the microphone on next time. Okay, it's all dry. Uh-oh. And I plugged in my microphone. I may have to fix that, otherwise, hopefully you can hear it. Okay, it's not quite dry. So, Paper SHEA likes to write quotes. And I was debating on whether I should use a surprise color, but we do have blue over here. So I think I would like to just stick with the same colors and go with brown. So I'm going to say once. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with this writing right now.
I teach you to draw
Once upon
I teach you to draw
a time. My handwriting is really, really bad. But it is what it is. But I think I will go over this, make it a little thicker. And I'm wondering, oh, I just messed it up. This is the thing that you should not do. Go over and over and over, especially while it's still wet. But I just cannot help myself.
What season are we in?
I think we're still in winter.
Like what?
Or have we had the first day of spring yet? I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. I teach you to draw happy spring break on there.
Happy spring break. I believe, yeah, it's March 12th today. Skylar, did you know it's Nini Sarah's birthday today?
Taylor?
Happy birthday, Nini Sarah.
Happy birthday, Nini Taylor.
Okay, and the reason I'm doing this...
Happy birthday, Nini Taylor and Talk.
I want to add a little gold. What do you think about that, Skylar?
Maybe
I might have to go back over it and... Oh yeah, look at that.
Maybe the little maybe.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, T.
Ooh, I got a lot of ink on there.
Not that much. It's a lot of video.
It's Lala's video.
And we want to wish you maybe Happy St. Patrick's Day, maybe? Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. Okay, the last thing I want to do is just cover her face. And I just want to try to do this without this piece falling out. And maybe a few up here. Cool. I think that I could have gotten more texture in there. Paper SHEA gets a lot of layers and textures in hers, but I went with what was happening in the moment. So it's definitely Paper SHEA inspired. It's not even close to her full style, but that's what inspiration does. It doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't look exactly like who you're trying to emulate. But I appreciate the inspiration and definitely suggest go check her page out on YouTube and TikTok. I'll see you on Monday for a new Masterboard Monday, and I'll see you on Tuesday for another Tuesday tip. Please like and subscribe, and I really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching.